Great Moments at Breakfast, presented by Kellogg's Rice Krispies.
Barbara, pass the Kellogg's Rice Krispies. The boys are gone. No more Rice Krispies. We ran out of Rice Krispies. My tears will not stop until I hear snap, crackle, pop.
My mother-in-law. It's her 15th visit so far this year.
That's right, the show you always expect to see, the Mumkey and Eggy Show. Who else could it be?
What's up, chat? How are we doing today? Happy Wednesday. Shout out to all the seniors getting their 50+ discounts at Perkins.
This is, of course, like I said, the Mumkey and Eggy Show. At 365, we're here every week, the two of us, chatting it up. And boy, howdy, do we have some stories and topics and gimmicks ready for you today. We got some YouTuber drama, folks. But before we get into that, we should address why Biggs is not here today. He got another fight with his mother, and this time she pushed him down the stairs. So he's currently recovering. Thankfully, a lot of cushion there to take care of that fall. He's mostly okay. And also, we don't know where he is. He might be sleeping in, but it's just us now.
I have it on good authority from the responding medical staff that when he hit the first stair, it did some kind of change, like out of a mystery novel where the stairs all turned into a slope instead.
Yes.
Like how Scooby-Doo would do.
It might as well have been given his girth, but that's enough about Biggs. I'm sure he'll be back next week. And, I guess I watched the JoJo episode this morning for no reason. But Eggy, fans of Visit Kino might know that yesterday on the Big Fat Liar episode, one Florian Himsel decided to go mask off and attempt to explain his beef with one Eggy Eggman Rodriguez. Have you had the chance to listen to what he had to say, and would you like to respond to it?
I did. I listened to every second of it because Big Fat Liar, really great movie. I haven't seen it in about 20 years, but I did remember enjoying it quite a bit. Star-studded cast. So I'm glad that the Kino well was being dipped into. It didn't matter that it wasn't a new release. So, of course, I listened to the entire thing, as I always do. And Mr. Florian Himsel, he said that I was just beyond reproach, that I was simply just an untouchable, undesirable. And when prodded for his reasoning for this, he said that if you have me on your channel, you're not going to make money because people will look at my visage and they might just deteriorate. Their eyes are going to fall out of their head like that guy from, what's that, Total Recall? Or was that, whatever movie it is. I think it might be RoboCop. When Red Foreman gets hit with acid and he melts, that's what's going to happen to your YouTube channel if I'm ever seen on it.
Well, to be fair, maybe he has a point, because every video that has been taken down on this channel for some sort of community guideline, it's always a video with Eggy, whether we are playing the Hitler therapy video game or talking about Jewish tunnels. YouTube, maybe Florian's making a good point here. All these Eggy-centric videos get taken down.
Well, I can tell you from having a lot of Eggy-centric YouTube channels, they don't seem to last more than about a year. Hypothetically, of course, because I just made my first YouTube channel. But I could definitely theorize what might have happened based on current political trends. Speaking of political trends...
We're getting a call from Biggs. He finally made it.
We got our political friends. That's right, Mr. Quarters himself. He's in the house.
Okay. Hello, Biggs. Can we hear you, and can you hear us?
What a majestic outfit this gentleman is wearing that I'm seeing on this camera right here.
They might not be able to see Biggs, but that's okay. We made our bed. We're going to lie in it. Biggs, we cannot hear you, and maybe I need to unmute it myself. But get hyped, folks. Biggs is in the building. Okay. Biggs, say something now.
Something now.
Oh, that is the Biggs we know and love. Biggs, where were you? We had to start the whole show without you.
You see, I have this chronic issue where I don't wake up to alarms, and yeah, I was a sleepy, weepy little boy.
Oh, we've all been there. Well, Biggs, we are discussing the Florian Agee YouTuber podcaster drama. Would you like to
boy.
weigh in? No pun intended.
Sure. What's the drama?
Go for it, Agee. Give him a quick recap of the whole thing in 1 minute.
All right. So on yesterday's episode of Is It Kino for Big Fat Liar, they discussed the film. Erich McCoy had to leave due to a house sitting thing that he had to do, and so Florian and MUMKEY, they had to fill some time slot. So they decided to figure out how they felt about each, or how Florian rather felt about each person who'd ever been involved with Is It Kino. And when it came to my name, he was like, I mean, he started saying something that sounded like it was out of the 1940s. I couldn't understand it, but it sounded very full of shock and awe. And he said, if you ever involve that animal in your program, it's guaranteed to crash and burn because he's a reckless, ruthless son of a gun. He's a rambling, gambling man just like Vegas Matt, and he goes twice as hard on the risks. So I was like, okay, well, that's pretty true, yeah. But when pressed for any further reasoning why he just had a distaste for my presence, he said such things as, "You don't know?" Which is also what women say when they reject me when I ask them out. They're like, they kind of do this thing with their hand. They're like, "You don't know?" And I'm like, oh, okay, all right. So without having any evidence whatsoever of anything, I was like, yeah, okay, he's probably got a point. But his final and greatest absolute travesty that I've committed was I personally rolled out the orange carpet for the hairpiece Hitler himself. I'm talking about Cheeto Dump when he came in and he was doing all kinds of terrible things. I mean, the worst. We can't even speak of them. Atrocities beyond measure before we finally had democracy restored. And for that reason, even though that I don't really follow any leaders or recognize the legitimacy of any federal governments, but that just might be even worse in and of itself. But that was not brought up, though. Just my love of Cheetolini and his tyrant policies, apparently.
Okay, I have a lot of dissection I want to do real quick about the exact moment in time we are all experiencing. First of all, I told Aggie, recap all the drama in a minute, and he did say a lot about Erich having to house sit, so, a little bit of wasted time, that's fine. Also, might have gone over a minute. But during that speech about Florian being a baby, Biggs entered us into what I would like to call some Omegle chat roulette pedophilia. Because he sent us a message that said, "Turn on your cam," which we cannot do because our cam's being used by OBS. But the fact that he wants to see us is, I don't know, is it cute or is it concerning?
It's just hard to hold a conversation when you're watching somebody that's like 5-second delayed.
Well.
Oh, well.
How many times did you go on Omegle and say ASL, turn on your cam, Biggs?
What is ASL?
Age, sex, location. What? How fucking old are
God.
you?
I don't.
You're either 60 or 6 that you don't know what ASL means.
I think the only times I ever really went on Omegle was with you guys or with, what do we want to call him? Mayo? Was that his nickname? Mayo?
Okay.
So
wait, why did we go on Omegle with Mayo?
I don't think you did, but it was like when I was over at his house, he went on there and he's like bullying people.
Anyway,
Calling
back
them
to the
slurs.
Florian situation. Basically, he thinks that because Agee in any way supported Trump, that he cannot associate with him. And I point out the hypocrisy of, well, I mean, I actually went in and voted for Trump. Am I not as culpable as Agee? And he did not have an answer for that. So.
Yeah, a couple of times he just said, Eggy's worse, which, to be honest, hey, it is what it is. I'm not saying that I find in Florian's metrics, I will admit I probably am a harsher person when it comes to online political debate. But then again, once again, I also just don't really care because the government, as long as they're not giving me money in my pocket, then frankly, I don't care who it is, and I'm not voting for any of it.
Should we do a poll, Biggs?
I was thinking the same thing. We need to do a poll to settle this.
Whose side are you on? Okay, let's do it, Biggs. And Aggie. Or somebody start ranting a little bit.
Well, I mean, these Euro peons, and I think over there where Florian's from, they like to get peed on according to polls about adult material. I mean, listen, if you're down for some real patriotic, it's time to fly that flag. And you know what? Have an automatic mag and let it spray out in the bog, and then eat you some good roast hog. Think about it.
Biggs, are you looking at the score, or should we play the game real quick?
Oh, I already looked at the score.
Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch.
Sorry.
Well, surprisingly, for the folks who can't see it and they're listening, Florian has 98% support. Wow, that's pretty good. Nobody likes Aggie. That's great. Toot gave us $2 to say Florian talked to me and I voted for Trump in 2020. Will the hypocrisy ever end, is my question.
Oh, probably not. I guess there's just always going to be some people that don't like you, I guess. And it's
yeah, the fact that there's 19% who support Florian when like there's not a single thing he said that is actually valid. You know what?
Listen,
people just find a reason to hate. It's
listen,
a sad
Chuddies. Well, I mean, I did just insult the entire continent of Europe in my analogy about why I'm better than Florian. So they have right to be upset. And you know what? So let me play. I'm going to hear them out. Us Americans, we do like to drink high fructose oil and be really fat. And we ride around in scooters while defecating on ourselves. So Europe, you know, you only smell like that. You don't actually do it. So you got that going on for yourselves.
Aggie, have you noticed that new members of the channel have a little emoji of your head next to their name? So if you join the measly few by becoming a member of this channel, you too can have Aggie's smiling face next to your name. And I think at 2 months, you get my cat, Shoji. So totally
That's
worth
so
it.
wholesome.
Should we move on to discussion of the 24-hour Wheel of Torture, Biggs?
Oh, God, here we go. Yeah,
Well, you say that, Biggs, but in case you missed it last week, I'm pretty sure we talked about this. Biggs has to work at the only time that we can film this 24-hour wheel. So really, me and Aggie are going to do it kind of as a test pilot, just to see if this is even a possible thing to pursue. And Biggs, you say, oh God, but I think now you are in the ultimate position, Biggs, where you can creatively come up with ideas that you yourself will not have to suffer through. So you won't be filtering out things that you don't want to do. So really, you're in a good position right now. You can come up with ways to torture us.
Yeah, but that's sort of a double-edged sword because then depending on what kind of evil things I come up with, they're going to be equal or worse when I'm on the show later. So
I guess the ones we don't land on, we can bring back. Baron Julius von Brunk gave 10 to say, Florian, the kind of guy to drive past an ice cream parlor with his kids in the car, and when his son says, Dad, can we stop and get ice cream? He replies with no and keeps driving.
That's right. Sugar's bad. It's addictive like cocaine. Look at the science, and you better trust that science, too. You know, Florian W., let's go.
And Pokey, the Scowling Cat, says, my other channel got delete Ted for reading My Twisted World. That's too bad, but should have seen the writing on the wall. Pretty much, now that I have a good idea of how this video and this game is going to work, I think we can come up with the ideas to be on the wheel, and I'll be looking at the chat this whole time, so this is your last chance. We are literally filming this video later this week. We're going to build the wheel and paint it tomorrow. This is our last chance to get ideas on there. And how I think the game's going to work is we start off with just a 24-hour timer that's counting down. And instead of a set number of rounds, we just keep playing the game and spinning until the timer goes off, at which point we tally the score and see who has won. So the things that go on the wheel, there's a variety of different ways we can approach these challenges. I have examples for each of these, okay? There could be challenges where instead of doing it right then and there, you have to do something multiple times throughout the 24-hour period. For example, Biggs, you might remember the extremely spicy cinnamon gummy bear I had to eat on this show. What, like in episode 1? I think I have like 5 more of those in the package. So I think on the wheel it could be once every 3 hours for the rest of the game, you have to eat one of these bears. And I like that idea because these punishments could be overlapping as the game goes on. And like when we're 18 hours in, Eggy might be like fucking 45 minutes into a treadmill run, and then the timer goes off. He has to eat another fucking spicy bear at the same time. So ideas like that would be fun. Things that are annoying and painful that we can do over and over again.
Well, speaking of what's pleasurable and enjoyable, Ash has an idea. The wheel should have a spot for eating an entire pack of Kraft singles.
The cheese that you have to unwrap? Okay.
I mean, listen, I don't know what's the stigma about eating an entire pack. It's like people think it's disgusting. I mean, it's salty, it's creamy. I don't really see why people have such a distaste for it, but Just Y says add Zin packets to the wheel. That might also be a beneficial thing because nicotine is good for you, but I would like to take some Zins.
We might need it to keep the energy up.
I think the Kraft singles would have to be like the Costco variant where it's the massive pack of them.
Oh, actually, or it could be the vegan cheese because that's disgusting.
Oh, come on.
It's literally just seed goo, and I had to eat some once when I was younger when they thought I had lactose intolerance, and it was retchful. I was retching to taste it.
Well, I'm not saying no to any food ideas, and in fact, I think we should look at some Cobra food hack recipes to put on there. But we should also try to balance it out. Maybe less than half of them should be food ideas. Mm-hmm. But all the Kraft singles, that's definitely something we can consider. Another one that we keep talking about, another category, is just things that are torturous because you're doing them for a long time and you don't want to do them. Like, for example, watching 3 hours of Nostalgia Critic videos, and then you have to take a quiz on what you watched, and you only get your point if you get the questions right. Biggs, are you aware of the bottle of wine called Josh?
I don't think so.
Eggy, have you heard of this?
I am familiar with the Josh, and not just because of the Cobra-related posts. It's just had its own life force in memehood on social media lately.
Yeah, they sell it at the local Target, and I thought, a spot on the wheel, why not drink an entire bottle of Josh in 30 minutes? And it could be like a cute little picnic. We could get a charcuterie board out, and whoever landed on it, we're sitting there eating snacks and chatting, and the person who's playing just has to finish the whole bottle in 30 minutes. I thought that'd be a freebie for Aggie, and just a delightful little time to have.
How big are the bottles?
Like 4 wine glasses full, like I think most bottles are. More than you want to drink in half an hour.
Toady
That's
with
not
the
really a
$5 super chat, and it was his first one.
Yeah, I'm going to scroll up and read that. MUMKEY, when you taught English, how the hell did you handle the workload? I'm looking for advice on how to prep assignments and all that BS. I actually did not ever work as a teacher. I just did student teaching, and that was generally less work.
You took the red pill and you said the education system is a scam. 2 middle fingers up to the man. Let's get tortured for 24 hours on YouTube, baby. Whoa.
Well, I'm still here to educate the people. I mean, that's what I'm doing on YouTube. Everything I post is educational content. I just don't want to teach the lies that they're forcing by the government in the schools. You kidding me? I'm teaching the real red pills. None of that blue pill public school bullshit. Am I right, Biggs? Biggs is smiling and nodding. You just can't see it, folks.
That's right.
Biggs, remember when you would pretend to be woke to get an A in English class? Whatever happened to that, Biggs? Now you just are woke.
Well, once I got the A and I didn't have to do it anymore, then I just stopped.
But now you're just normal woke all the time. Except for when we started this podcast, you were asleep and then you became woke.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
I
just realized that my face is not on the stream, so I don't even need my camera on.
Well, I mean, I like looking at you, but
no,
should I type in turn on your webcam in the chat?
Yeah, turn on cam.
Turn on cam. Another one, let's see. Do you think, Aggie, you could go 5 miles on the treadmill in 1 hour?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Should we make it harder? Should it be 6 miles in 1 hour?
That would be harder. 5 miles. I mean, you know, I'm a jogger. I get around. I put on a lot of miles every day in the vehicle. But I think 5. I'm confident in. 6. You know, maybe I can get a half point if I fail that one.
I don't know about any half, Sagi. It's all or nothing. Here's one. Are you guys familiar with Elliot Rodgers' history with the lottery?
I am. I actually have a Powerball ticket in my possession from Isla Vista that I purchased.
Oh, shit.
The Isla Vista, yeah, the one that's right in Isla Vista, whatever gas station that is. It's actually not a gas station, it's just a store, but yeah.
Well, Elliot Rodger, he was living in California, and he wanted to win some certain lotteries and Powerballs that were not available in his state. So he would take these road trips to the neighboring states to buy just hundreds of lottery tickets, drive all the way home, and then lose every single one. So I thought, here's a challenge. It's called the Elliot Rodger Lotto Challenge. You have to drive to the neighboring city, so a good 20-minute drive, and buy $20 or $50 worth of scratch-offs. Drive all the way back, scratch them off, and you only get the point if you make a profit. How does that sound, Iggy?
Well, that sounds like my daily life again. So, listen, you know what? It is a struggle, though. I don't know if I'd say torture. It's a struggle to be on that Grussel set where you're leaving your financial future up to a piece of cardboard. But
I think it's torture. I think scratching off losing lotto tickets, 50 of them is pretty torturous.
Yeah. Well, I guess if we're doing the $1 ones and not just like a single $50 ticket. Yeah, if we got to do $51.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Got enough out of it because what do they only have like 100 per roll, so you might get to it and they're not even going to have 50 there. They might only have like 10 left or something. And you have to drive to the next one.
Yeah, that's true. Well, the real Elliot experience. Biggs, are you a big gambler? Do you like our chances of winning this?
I actually hate gambling. I used to go to like the casino every once in a while and I'd play some slots and whatnot. I mostly liked playing roulette. That was like the one game where I felt like I had a little bit more pull on the outcome. But obviously it's always just up to chance. But so slots I thought were fun once in a while. I found this Wonder Woman. It's called the Wonder Woman slot machine or something. I don't remember. But that was the only one I won on every time I went to the casino. I'd put in maybe like 20, 30 bucks and I'd walk away with over 200. But eventually they got rid of that machine and I started losing on all the other ones. So for me, if I go to a casino and I lose like 10 bucks, I will quit the rest of the night. I hate it. I hate losing money like that.
Well, it's time to just put another 10 on black and then a 20 in red.
No.
Guaranteed profit eventually.
Hey, should we have a visit to the casino on the wheel in some way? Or is the lotto ticket thing enough?
Well, I feel like the lotto thing would be more sensible to kind of keep like the home base here. But
we do have 24 hours to kill is the idea.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I could probably spend the entire 24 hours in the casino.
Yeah, I know.
I believe there's live craps tables in Iowa, which other states do not. Not every state has that. So come on, baby, you got to put everything on hard. You know what I'm saying? Because we're hard over here, baby.
Can we do Is It Keno? And you have to keep playing Keno until you win.
Yeah, play Keno until you hit either the top prize or the second top prize. I mean, it's gotta. If you have the max
hit sometime.
Up, just get the max speed up and just do the tweaker tap. It's only like 50 cents a spin.
Only
or whatever, 25 cents.
Use your scratch off winnings to go play Keno. What were you saying, Biggs?
Oh, I was just gonna say I actually have no idea how to play craps. Like I've seen it on movies and stuff, and I've walked by it, but I've never actually played it. Like how does that game work?
After we paint up the wheel tomorrow, we'll take a little trip to the education station. All you gotta know is put all your money on hard.
Yeah, Biggs, meet us at Prairie Meadows tomorrow at 5. Oxford says beat Ball Frog should be one. There have been a lot of Ball Frog ideas. I pulled up this morning the Ball Frog speed run, which is 10 minutes for the guy to beat the game. And at the 1 minute mark, he had reached a point in the game that I have never gotten to in my hours of playing. So should that be the challenge? You have 1 hour to make it to the 1 minute mark of the speed run, because I don't think I could do it with 10 hours. Do we want to try that, Aggie? 1 hour of Ball Frog.
Yeah, I'll do a fresh install because my game, I bought some of the upgrades or whatever, so I'll fresh install Ball Frog, and it's been probably several months since I've played it, so I think I'd have a fairly novice approach to it again.
Okay. One of the contestants in this most recent short film festival painted his feet green and stomped on Legos for like 10 minutes. And he said we should do the same. So I've got Lego foot stomp torture on the wheel, Akey. How do you like that one?
Hey, I feel like I have delicate, dainty, sensitive feet, but I'm up for the challenge. I'm definitely going to give that one an upvote.
Okay. And the last thing I have written down and ready is just we need to think of Cobra meals. Should we come up with 2 classic, delicious-looking Cobra food hacks that we want to put on there, Iggy?
Sounds good to me. Yeah, we got to prepare and eat them all, and I don't know if there's like, probably doesn't need a time limit necessarily. I guess it's probably just going to take the standard amount of time.
Yeah.
We're not going to do boiling hot sauce again. We learned our lesson about that one.
True. We did pepper spray my house. Go ahead, Biggs.
I was just gonna say, you gotta find a restaurant that's willing to give you like the oldest grease in their fryers. Just go in there and say, hey, can I have your old oil?
Yeah, that stuff's hard to get rid of anyway. They'd probably be happy to give it to us to drink.
Yeah, just say I really need some like black sludge oil to cook in.
Should we do the Chiazzi pasta when he makes noodles and he puts like mayonnaise and ketchup and mustard and every condiment into it?
Well, that is a good one. It's classic and delicious. Mr. Wizard says the snail burrito. Remember with all the toothpicks and the country crock slathering?
My only question is, will we have enough time to acquire the snail? Because we don't really have time to like Amazon anything here before we film. So does Ames have a snail store?
Was it like a live snail?
It was like a canned escargot kind of thing, I think, right? It was
I bet if you
like sardines but with snails.
Yeah, I bet if you go to like the World Market or something, they'll have it.
Okay, we'll have to take a look. Anything else from the chat or from either of you? Because I'm kind of all out of ideas and we got a big wheel to fill up.
I'm seeing the it's coming in the chat. They're from Burger Skunk. Dog food Big Mac, but the cat food Big Mac is certainly still. But I don't know. That's not. It's kind of more of like a food hack. It's not really. We're not cooking it. It's more like that's just 2 items you mash together. I think we should go for something that's got cooking involved.
There's a better way to do this, Eggy. You get wet cat food, you make up a patty, and then you cook it, and you make your Big Mac with that.
Not in my house, Big.
Yes.
No.
Or alternative, if we can't find snails, there's probably a snail flavored cat food. So cat food burrito, you know, we could.
Do you guys have any other ideas for things that you should have to do over and over again periodically, like every 2 or 3 hours? I did want to do nicotine patches, but I still have not been able to research how many will kill you.
PS Triple Fan 69 says take a gas station boner pill. We could probably do that every 3 hours.
Yeah, that's kind of a good idea.
I think that would like give me the drive I need. I'm gonna be like pole vaulting around on my thing. You know, no YouTube ban here.
Do we know where that still exists? Because I don't know if the local gas station has boner pills in there.
Smoke shop probably has some shit like that.
Okay, yeah. I guess after the stream, me and Eggy are gonna go on a bit of a perusing of the local delicatessen-eries. So we might find some boner pills and snails.
Yeah.
Estarco on the wheel.
Well, just watch the movie?
Yeah, you gotta watch the movie. I feel like there should be a spot that's like a shared torture thing that you don't, like neither of you want to land on, that you both have
or like
to...
we have to go head to head and then one person gets the point for that one?
Yeah, something like that.
There is a SNES game called like Casino Nights or Casino Royale. What game is that, Iggy? Vegas Stakes?
Yeah, there's some old SNES one, yeah.
Should be like you got to make $1 million in Vegas Stakes.
Hey,
like
say
in
no
an
more.
hour.
I've been training for that.
Just all I got to do is win a 50-50 bet on roulette like 8 times in a row, and I win. And if you get game over, then you lose a point. That'd be
No,
rough.
your best bet is to do the first, second, or third spots. That's like a better chance than your 50-50.
Oh, okay.
Even if you bet on like 2 of the thirds, it's like, I don't know, better odds to me, I feel.
Well,
66 over 50.
When are we making gambling advice with Biggs? That might be our next big YouTube hit.
We do a couple TikToks at the Meadows tomorrow. They're going viral. I guarantee it. They ain't never seen
Gambling
a man
advice.
with that kind of gambling skill and that kind of power on the floor.
Oh, there's one more I forgot to say. Go on live stream and count to 10,000, but you can't say anything else. You can't explain why or what you're doing. If you say any word on stream that is not the numbers, you lose. And I looked it up, and if you do one word or one number per second, it would take you a little less than 3 hours to do.
All right, I'm down for that. Yeah, I'll make sure to make good. Actually, you know what? I've been looking for a reason to use my Twitch channel again that I haven't streamed on in 6 years. Let's see if my channel will not get banned within that 3 hours of counting.
If somebody says blackface, should we have to count to 10,000 in blackface?
Okay, well, the Twitch is ruled out, but YouTube is on the menu for that.
I think Rumble, you have to be in blackface to go on the platform. Mr. Beast made a video like that. Didn't he count to like 1 million, or is that impossible?
That was one of his first ones that went viral, I think, was counting, or like he said PewDiePie 1 million times or something like that, or however many times it was.
He said, vote up T-Series.
Oh, yeah.
Biggs, did you have any other ideas for this wheel?
I don't think so, but I did see this one that from Dogman that says buy the most bizarre seafood from the Asian market you can find and leave it rotting on the counter until if and when you roll it. Then you just open the can and eat it.
I think Shoji would have something to say about that.
Yeah, all the cats are gonna be gathering around for that one. I might have people send me random shit that we haven't gone through yet. Maybe I have like those death nuts, and it could be. But do we really want two spicy periodic things? That might be too much.
Well, it would be very torturous, though.
We can go out in public, Aggie. Should somebody have to go out and embarrass themselves?
Oh, you should do the interview thing where whoever loses, the other person has to write questions for them to go interview someone.
They have to do the same questions from our high school video.
Oh God.
What was it like? The Bible says that homosexuality is a sin. Would you like to sin with me? Is that some random guy?
Remember that guy who went on like that long rant about how violence in video games is worse than pornography?
He's correct, though. I mean, they're saying these days they should put pornography in children's libraries, so maybe he's got a good point. Violence is very pornographic in many ways. That big fat guy was right. Meth addict? Yeah, do you have any meth we could do, Aggie?
Maybe they'll have that smoke shop. 10 punches to the stomach every 10 minutes for 3 hours. Buy the banned one chip challenge that killed that child and go eat it off eBay.
See, it has to be stuff that we can actually have available at the time. Yeah, I don't know about some chip on eBay. Is orange juice and toothpaste really that deadly of a combo? So, yeah.
There's a guy who he has some viral videos. I'm guessing he's probably a TikToker, but I see him on Instagram. He eats like a handful of mints while chewing gum and sprays his mouth with Listerine, and then he chugs like a bottle of orange juice.
God. And he's fine. He likes it.
Or actually, maybe he does like just ice water, whatever it is. But he does something like that. So if we copy his playbook and do really munch up a whole fistful of minty lifesavers while chewing very winter minty gum and also spraying your mouth with mouthwash.
Should we replace all of that with spray the deer piss hanging up on my wall in your mouth once every 2 hours?
Okay, you know what? Periodic drinking of animal urine, you know what? That sounds pretty torturous. I've never done it. It might actually be, and that's been aging there for like a year, so it's got to be, maybe it's aging perfection now.
What
Okay.
about like every hour you have to do a shot of Scorch's crickets again?
Ooh, oh yeah, because those are like the freeze dried or whatever.
Yeah, that was awful.
Just like eating dust. Crunchy dust. Pokey the Scowling Cat says my other channel was Jared Jams. Well, may that channel rest in peace, but no more reading those manifestos. It's too many good ideas in there. They don't want you to learn them, evidently.
Shubba said he's bringing out the AI generated recipe. Maybe we could combine crickets and deer urine somehow. Maybe just like that's how we could. You don't have to. I mean,
Oh, it's a cereal. You can eat it as a cereal.
Ah! It's just a spray. There's not enough like broth of the deer piss. It's just you just squirt a spray. You'd be sitting there squirting it to fill up the bowl for like an hour.
Well, what kind of bottle is it in? You can't just pour it out.
I don't know.
I think it's like
Hopefully it
it's
doesn't
pretty
open
small.
that way.
It's like a couple ounces, I think.
Oh.
Okay, I wrote down boner pills so we can go check for all the local boner pills. And we want the chiesi pasta. Did we come up with our other Cobra recipe that we can make?
I mean, I think the cat food burrito. If we can't find shrimp, we could probably just. I mean, Cobra likes seafood in general. We could probably just make like a canned fish burrito. I just feel like all the toothpicks, the toasted rock hard tortillas with a bunch of toothpicks and country crock slathering.
You can make his version of nachos with all the
potted meat
mincemeat.
nachos, potted meat hard boiled egg nachos.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might have to just peruse his recipes to sometime tonight or tomorrow to decide. There's too many good ones to choose from.
Cat food Red Bull cereal. But I see a comment here which was also mentioned to me in my own time earlier today. Do you know, due to Wings quitting, you were apparently mentioned on LolCow Live as a possible new host?
I didn't know that. My brother texted me and said that Tommy C on the show said Keemstar can get anybody unbanned from YouTube except Mumkey Jones. I didn't know they were trying to get me on the show.
The message I got, so I guess this guy said you were mentioned, so that's probably what it was. But somebody DM'd me earlier, and they're like, "Oh, they're talking about Mumkey on LolCow Live. Like, he could be the new host. Maybe you should try and like get on there or something to replace Wings." So maybe it was just misconstrued to me, because I didn't watch the episode. So,
well, no offense to any of them, but I have no interest. I'm a much smaller pull than Wings, and evidently they're not even paying him. So what do I have to get out of this?
that's true, yeah.
And also, I don't really. I mean, I like Tommy C. I don't really need to talk to Boogie or Wings or any of them, so I'll be fine.
The Figuring It Out Challenge, Jaeger and Red Bull mixture.
Well, Eggy, you did just purchase an Elvis costume.
That's right.
Is it about time we finally have a real Elvis challenge? Like, should somebody have to dress up in the Elvis costume, maybe go out in public and do some karaoke in public? Or maybe we make that famous Elvis loaf and you have to eat it in the Elvis costume. And is this like a one-size-fits-all, or if I have to wear your costume, am I going to be super skinny Elvis?
It might drape on you a little bit. I did
fine.
buy the largest size that there is.
Like a true Elvis late in life.
Mm-hmm.
Patchy's wife says Wings got a $1,200 check in the mail from Keem. Well, I'm glad they finally paid him. Is that why he came back? They're not paying him because he keeps quitting. Elvis loaf in under 10 minutes. I don't know. Why under 10 minutes? We have 24 hours to fill. Why not let the man enjoy his Elvis loaf at his own pace? Biggs, do you have any food challenges that come to mind?
It's not really like big anymore, I guess. But I remember all those like nasty pictures of gelatin creations where they'd put like a Thanksgiving meal in gelatin.
You know, it's interesting you should
Could do
mention
something
that.
like that.
I believe that I might have sent you something on Snapchat about that like a week or two ago.
Okay.
It was I don't have my phone on me right now, but it was something particular. It was like 5 different gelatin, and there was a certain theme to them, and it escapes me right now. But it was like 5 or 6, maybe it was like mayo gelatin hot dog combos or something. In any case, due to the fact that this ad listed multiple of these items that all fit a similar theme, I thought that could be good for something in the future. So that might be the ticket right there.
If you guys know how to put foods in a Jello or whatever, I'm down. But is it worthy of a wheel of torture?
I think it's gross enough that landing on it would be not fun. Like, imagine, was it like a cake pan full of like random foods all mixed together, and then you pour gelatin on top, so it's like this big, like see-through like jelly with all this nasty stuff in it, and you have to eat it all in like, I guess no time limit really, since you have so long, but
Mm-hmm.
just having to eat the entire thing in one sitting, I feel like would be horrible.
Wearing gay pride clothing and eating testicles in public. Okay.
Where do we get testicles? Because I always
We've tried
want
that
balls.
before. We could probably, maybe we just didn't ask hardly and strongly and frontly enough at the butcher. Your
True.
favorite cocktail, but the ice cubes are frozen semen. Well, maybe they have animal semen for sale. Because, you know what, otherwise it's just my daily basis, so nothing unusual about that.
Patchy's wife says she'll make it if you want. The
Oh, okay.
Jello.
Yeah, they will be coming at some point during the 24 hours to help us out. Should somebody have to take a shot of Elvis every now and then, Aggie?
Well,
Keep somebody hydrated.
I think it would be a good idea. I think, it's Whiskey Wednesday. We've got to go stop in and...
Yeah.
Or actually, to be honest, that for whatever that real discounted stuff is, if there's any of that left, that stuff's probably horrible and disgusting. That could probably be torturous of itself to have to drink any of that straight. But I'd rather, just have a constant stream of Elvis. It's beautiful and a great thing in its own way, but I think it would be torturous taking into account the 24-hour length of the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
I think eventually it would sap your energy and will to live.
Okay. Chat, we will be still looking for any more suggestions, but it might come down to me and Aggie tonight having a real man-to-man, heart-to-heart, and finishing out this wheel list. I have been drinking coffee all day, and I don't want to abandon the live stream for you might be able to guess why. So, Biggs, should we move on to our JoJo review so I can get this show on the road?
Sure. It's not that crazy of an episode, I guess, so I feel like we can get through it pretty quick.
And I was going to have Aggie review it with us, but he got here 20 minutes before we started the show, so I was like, fuck it, I guess I'll have to watch it without him. But it is what it is. Florian helped us review episode 4 that he did not watch. Maybe Aggie can help us with episode 5.
True.
But episode 5 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, folks. That's right, it's JoJo 190, reviewing every episode once per week. We're 5 episodes deep. Biggs, where should we begin?
I mean, I guess we should just start at the beginning.
Actually, we should start last week. We did fuck up a little bit, Biggs. I made the error of saying that JoJo was recovering at Ario Speedwagon's house, and I was wondering how the fuck did Arena Pendleton find her way here? But the gracious commenters on MUMKEY D. Jones, they let us know that was actually a hospital. It was not Ario Speedwagon's house.
That makes more sense. I wondered, I was like, I don't remember it being his house, but whatever.
Now, Biggs, if I was doing a One Piece podcast with somebody and they claimed that Luffy recovered at Shanks's house, I would, as a general fan of the show, I would be able to say, actually, that's incorrect. Are you a fake fan of JoJo, Biggs? Because this seems
Could
like
be.
a pretty dumb thing to not get on your 8th watch through.
Could be a fake fan, I guess. 'Cause
Wow.
I also didn't read it, and all JoJo fans are like super pissy if you don't read it too. And I'm like, eh.
It's not too late, Biggs. We could read it instead. People keep telling me the manga of JoJo is longer than the One Piece manga.
Well, we're gonna have to read it eventually because we're gonna run out of like the anime to watch. We'll have to read the rest.
Surely they can catch up by the time we do.
No, it's not gonna happen because they haven't animated the last one's part 6 that they animated, so they still have like 7 and 8. I don't know. We'll see.
What else are they doing over there? Fucking tsunamis and earthquakes? Like, get to work. Roblox Miner, thank you for the donation. I'll probably do Depression Chamber either this Sunday or the one after it. But this episode we have JoJo, the JoJo trio, him and Ario Speedwagon and his checkerboard hat friend whose name is Zappelli or something. They're just on their little journey, but little kid comes, steals their shit, and it turns out the little kid he's like a brainwashed guy, and really it's all leading up to another boss fight with Dio. Biggs, what is this pacing?
So I think, if I'm remembering right, I think like the point of the kid showing up was to show off a little bit more of the powers of the Hamon, because they're like, what, he like walked on water or something there for a minute? When
Yeah,
he
and
was
he had
chasing
to
him
use
on
it
the water?
to break all the rocks in the cliff in a certain way. But yeah, Dio just wanted to trick them into chasing the kid into a graveyard, because now the sun is gone, the moon is full. It only took 1 minute to transition from day to night, and now it's a real monster mash, and they have to fight all these zombies while Dio's up on a cliff.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it was like getting to the point of sunset when they found the kid. So
It's almost as egregious as The Dark Knight Rises, Biggs, where it goes from day to night in like less than a minute.
I mean, when they're showing through the cliffs, it literally shows like the sun going down at that point. So
Yeah. Well, like you said, there's not much to this one. It really is just a lot of action, punching some zombies in the face, and we get an epic block of Dio is freezing Zappelli's arm, and he's about to punch him and shatter it into pieces, but homeboy JoJo comes to save the day. It's very reminiscent of Doflamingo attacking Law, and Luffy blocks it with his foot. I think maybe it was an inspiration.
yeah, so like, I don't know, it's tough because this is one of the ones where it's like there's a lot of action going on, but there's just, I mean, it's all the same fight scene. So like, I don't really know what all we can really pull out of it. But yeah, basically, he encounters Dio once again. He has to fight a bunch of his goons. Um, Trying to remember, it like went into some kind of history with one
Yeah,
of the.
so the new sub bosses are these two guards from the 16th century or something, and they were really into the the Queen Mary, Queen of Scots, but they got tricked. They said, "Oh, you love this bitch? Well, we will spare her if we can kill you two." And then as they're getting decapitated, they see they were betrayed. She's already dead. And now their spirits have hundreds of years or however long of vengeance and rage built up. And now that they've come back as zombies, JoJo has to go up against this centuries old vengeance, which I guess the vengeance he holds in his heart for his own dead father will have to overcome their vengeance. Biggs. It's a vengeance off. Who has the bigger penis of vengeance?
Hey, but it was also his hope of the future too. So the part where it splashed Arena up on the screen. So you can't remember or can't forget that part.
Eggy, do you have any thoughts on this JoJo episode you have not seen?
Well, I was really tapped into the commentary. It was definitely painting the picture in my mind. However, when there was a person there, Burger Skunk, he said that by viewing your camera, it appeared that the room was tilting to the left, like some kind of puzzle maze. And
we're in the hallway from Inception, and we're about to fight on the walls.
Speaking of which, speaking of Inception, Louis from the chat, Luis, I don't know if you opened your Instagram DMs, he forwarded something to me to forward to you related to Inception. So
shit. Okay.
It's a great cat meme. I think you'll really enjoy it.
Oh, is that the one that looks like Shoji?
It might be. I think
okay.
You'll
I
have to observe it with your own senses.
So Biggs, I don't want to leave all the JoJo stands upset with this review, but this might be the first time where I've believed them from the advice of it's a bad idea to review this one episode at a time. Like, this might be the first episode where that really shines through.
Yeah, I guess to finish it off, I guess I could ask a few questions.
Let's do it.
So I'm trying to think of the questions I'd asked before. So with this hormone thing, do you feel like it's making the show any better, or do you think that's just kind of like a side thing that you don't really get or something like that?
It's
'Cause
adding some dynamics to the fight scenes that otherwise you couldn't have, and it's really just an explanation for the characters to be able to do magical shit. I mean, it's really that's a topic of debate for One Piece as well. Is if hockey took some of the creativity out of the series because it's just kind of the solution for everything. And it used to be like if you want to beat a guy who's made of sand, you have to fucking like be creative and get him wet. But now if you just have hockey, you can hit anybody. I wonder if it's sort of a similar thing with his Hamon where the creativity in the battles might be restricted because now you can just always use the Hamon power instead of having to maybe just base it off of maybe your environment. But I don't know. He's kind of combining his Hamon powers with the environment, like punching that guy through the wall and stuff. So maybe it won't hurt the show that much.
yeah, I think for me it was just like because I hadn't seen really anything about it before I watched it, but I knew like I've seen like clips of it from memes and whatnot. When I started seeing this Hamon thing come up, it was so strange to me and I didn't understand it. And I think at first I didn't like it, but over time it kind of like grew on me, I guess. So I was just curious. Um, let's see. So what do you think of the Joe Bros so far? Like Ario Speedwagon and Zappelli. Do you think they add good things to the show, or do you think it's just kind of like a whatever?
I want to like Ario Speedwagon, but I feel like he's kind of getting the Tristan Taylor treatment, which is from Yu-Gi-Oh! Like he's kind of just there. He doesn't really duel. You know, he's not good at the game. He's just like the friend who pals around to say shit to you. And like he kind of helps in this battle, but not really. Like the guy's arm is frozen, so Ario
I mean,
Speedwagon says, "Let me pull out my super hot abs," and he pulls up his perfectly chiseled 8-pack and puts the guy's cold arm on it to warm him up. Like
I
that's
mean,
some Tristan Taylor energy right there.
there's literally a part where he's like, "I don't want to be here to hold you guys back." So I
Hmm.
I get that. Do you think he'll ever like be beneficial to the group?
I hope so. I hope he goes from Tristan to, I mean, at least fucking Piccolo. Like, can we give him something to do? Can he help out in a fight without just being some sexy dude with hot abs?
Yeah. Well, I other than that, I don't think I have many other questions.
All right.
I feel like the next few episodes are going to be a lot better for commentary, though.
Eggy?
Yes, I have some input as someone who has not watched this episode. So we're talking about jamon. And when we're talking about jamon, I think of the world's finest pork, jamon iberico from Spain. Listen, you know what? I don't know too much about anime. I wish I used to know more. But what I do know is eating. And if you got the chance to have some jamon iberico pork from Spain, they're pigs. They only eat acorns. And they are very special pigs. You should definitely give it a try.
You want some of that acorn-fed pork, Biggs?
Sounds good. I have not eaten yet today, so
Okay, that might be it for our JoJo discussion. The last thing before we say goodbye, Biggs, we are trying to come up with a character for Aggie to play to trick Florian into doing a podcast with him. Do you have any ideas here of how Aggie could disguise his voice and what kind of person he should be?
well, I think this is an easy sell because we've made it clear from last week that Florian doesn't really watch anything anymore.
Right, he
So
doesn't watch
just
shows that he's not on.
just tell him that you're doing a like a podcast with a food reviewer and do Grub and Greg.
I mean, the Grub and
It's
Greg
free.
sounds like Aggie.
Yeah, we could change the voice up a little bit more. That's fine.
Okay, do an off-kilter Grub and Greg voice.
I'm gonna do Grub and Greg in the style of what's the guy's name? Malcolm, whatever from that pit show.
Oh, Malcolm X.
Oh. I'm gonna try to get to my deepest register here. Maybe that'll be the secret that's gonna keep him from recognizing who I am. All right. Me. Hey, what's up, Jimmy? It's me, Malcolm from Pitmaster.com. And I'm definitely not Eggy Eggman Rodriguez. I'm really happy to be here today to talk about this brand new smoking technology we got. You got redwood, whitewood, blackwood living in harmony in my smoker, and it creates a fine taste and smoke. Gonna really smoke up your meat real good. So maybe
I could sell it.
I just put the microphone really close to my face to where I don't have to do anything except just use the absolute lowest register of my voice, and I sound like somebody dying of throat cancer.
Is there a way
It's
to
too
do
indistinguishable.
a live voice filter through Discord?
I don't know. Yeah, there should be able to.
There's
like
gotta
voice
be,
mod.
right?
I think voice mod you can do it because then it creates its own output. So then you can change the output to like voice mod output or something.
Well, if
to, like,
somebody
lower-
can mod that to make Eggy sound like a really deep voiced black guy.
I think the key is to be able to laugh in the same voice. Get like a really low tone laugh.
Maybe I don't laugh. Life never gave me anything to laugh about too much. I only do serious movie reviews. Or maybe if I need some extra S's. Hey guys, it's me, Patrick from MovieReview.com, and I'm here today to talk with my friend. His name's MUMKEY Jones. We're gonna be talking about ladyballers.
Could we do the opposite of the spectrum and do like a kind of high pitched, nasally gay voice? Because he might fall for that too, Eggy.
You might even DM you after.
Yeah, you might get a lovely new lady friend out of it.
Let's see. I mean, that's basically just another version of the lisp, right?
I just gotta make it into a zesty
Oh,
gay
no.
voice.
I like that
Hey,
one.
hey guys, we're here today. We're gonna be talking about Lady Ballers. It's really a
Problematic.
important film. It's really been affirming me lately, and I'm feeling extra firm today. We have Florian Himsel, and is he him? Oh, he might be. And we're joined by, I don't know, it's like one of his friends.
It is fairly reminiscent of most MTF voices I've heard. Like that kind of sounds like Toot.
I was gonna say, didn't we ban Toot from coming on?
Yeah, just do a Toot impression and we'll say you're Toot. Florian and I have no clue what's going on.
Oh my God, guys, it's me, Toad! Let me bring in some extra nasally. Hey, I'm Fran Drescher. I'm here today to review Lady Ballers. I was really affirmed when that BBC was dangling either way.
Do you
Yeah,
guys want to
BoJack
see
is
this
back.
video of my dad abusing me verbally? I'm going to send it to you over and over again.
Yeah, Evan's right. We can just do the BoJack podcast with with Eggy S Toot.
Jeff Jefferson says drink a cup of water through the nose for the wheel.
Listen, I snorted salt for the Serbian film video and for like 2 seconds of footage, and I felt that for multiple days
Oh
after.
my
So
God.
water's got to be better than that.
Was that even worth it to be in Kino Corner's video?
Yep, I've shown that video to multiple people ever since, so I do agree. Especially when I'm squeezing the limes into my eyes. That was a good one.
You show him that one, but don't show him Taste of Defeat. Like, you want to keep a little bit of self-respect. Show them the Serbian film video.
I think that at one point, numerous of my coworkers watch Taste of Defeat in the break room.
Oh, good.
Because I told them about the wheel, and they said they're definitely going to be tuning in.
What did they think of Feasting Frank's character?
I don't think they ever commented on Feasting Frank. They
Sorry,
they just
Biggs.
didn't have that degree of relatability with Feasting Frank to be able to, to feel for his character maybe that much. But
He's a man with great success and a woman, so yeah, it's hard to relate for most of
that's
them.
right. Anybody that
He's
can
just
relate to
winning
me
too
at work.
Well, do you guys have any final thoughts before we hit the hay?
Well, shout out to all my people that tuned in. I saw a lot of familiar faces in the chat. I know it's not my usual numerous hours long freak fest that everyone's accustomed to, but I was very happy and truly honored to be able to take the title spot as co-host on today's episode of the program.
And if you see me or Eggy pop up and counting to 10,000, you'll know why. Biggs, final thoughts.
Yep, that's pretty much my brain right now, just empty space.
Perfect. Well, we will still take ideas for the wheel for the rest of the day. So if you DM them to me or Eggy, let us know because we got some brainstorming to do. I've got to wake my fucking brain up and drink 10 more coffees and then shit my brains out. So for MUMKEY and Biggs 365, I've been MUMKEY.
I've been
Eggy,
the
you're
5.
Yeah, there you go. I was
Disrespect
gonna
the
say
5, I'll
you should
put
be
your
Biggs.
ass in a food chain.
I've been Eggy. Goodbye.
Great moments at breakfast, presented by Kellogg's Rice Krispies.
Barbara, pass the Kellogg's Rice Krispies. The boys are gone. No more Rice Krispies. We ran out of Rice Krispies. My tears will not stop until I hear snap, crackle, pop.